Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome y'all back to another reaction video by your boy Stocks B. If you're new to this channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Join the community. So far, I got 5 subscribers. My new goal is 10 subscribers this week. So let's try and get this thing to at least 10, 15 subscribers this week. Let's see if we can go past that goal. But today I'm reacting to The View. Stephen A. joins the cast in the panel with The View to voice his opinions. And I believe a few things that was said on this is very important that I wanted to point out, because I wanted to speak and say a few things, but I didn't want to kind of hurt anyone's feelings. So I'm gonna just watch this and point out a few things and react to it. So let's go check it out.
And host and political commentator Stephen A. Smith calls it like he sees it. And there's nobody, we don't have anybody.
Well, the point is that
right.
It's not about who you're going up against when you know you're not what you used to be. And see, this is where covering sports puts me at a distinct advantage. I cover people every day where it's time for you to go, but you're holding on and you don't want to leave. People who cover the world of sports.
Right here, he's pretty much talking about the Joe Biden situation, when everyone was like, Joe Biden is looking like he's getting old, he's getting fragile, and see now they thinking it's time, and people calling for Joe Biden to step down. So that's pretty much what he's talking about right here. Joe Biden not wanting to adhere to those and give up, especially when he said that he would, and just try to go on some more. So that's pretty much what he's talking about.
Sports are accustomed to seeing that all the time. And so now here you are, to answer your question directly, you are the left, you leaned, and you were a prisoner to the extreme left in a lot of people's eyes. Well, guess what? Most of America doesn't operate on the fringes. Whether you're left or you're right, you're relatively centrist. You believe in compromise, negotiation, working with one another. Nobody gets to get everything they want. The problem is those on the fringes continuously push for you to get everything you want.
Yeah.
They're not about getting things done. They're about getting their way. And if they're not going to get their way, they're about complaining and griping about it.
Now, I'm glad that this is being pointed out. I'm glad that he said this. Like I said, Stephen A. is a very, very intelligent dude. You know, I may not agree with all of his views, but I highly respect Stephen A. Smith. And I believe that Sonny is going to try to, she tried to get him uncomfortable. She tried to throw him off base, and she tried to challenge him, which is, let's just get to that. But I believe that what he's saying right now is extremely important, because, the views that we share with each other, we need to be respectful of how we it's tricky. Like I said in my last video, we need to be careful of how we are getting information, giving information, sharing information, but being respectful of it at the same time. So that's pretty much what I want to say.
Because they understand.
And not just and not just being respectful, but understanding that we're gonna have different views, and of course it's being respectful, but understanding that we're gonna have different views, but that shouldn't separate us, that shouldn't divide us. But yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say, and especially at the point where Sonny was trying to get her way and speaking to women who feel like they should have their way. And I'm not talking about women not having their way, because this isn't, trust me, this isn't about me thinking a man should be in position or women should be in position. Most of us was raised by our mothers in the hood. So I speak for me personally. My mother raised me. I'm 45 years old. My mother has been in my life the entire time, right? I speak to my mother almost every day. Me and my sister, when I was in the hospital last week, and my sister got up out the bed and came to the hospital. All of my female cousins love me. My aunts love me. I love every single woman, and my daughter, everybody in my family. So the point that I'm trying to make is, this isn't about when people vote. I think it's crazy. I mean, when during these election times, I think it's crazy when people say, oh, he voted for him because he don't like to see a woman in power, or they don't love women, they don't respect women. That's crazy. That's just nonsense and gibberish. And I know a lot of people, it's an emotional time, but just spewing this out and having this type of energy going viral online is just nonsense, because you don't know how someone feels, and when someone is going to vote, you don't know what their mindset is or how they feel in their heart to say, yo, listen, I think that you don't like women just because of who you vote for, or just because of your opinions and your views, and that's just nonsense.
That when you are operating based off of grievance, that's usually what provokes you to get to the polls. And that is why they don't mind feeling aggrieved and displaying and disseminating that kind of message, because they know people are going to gravitate to that. And as a result, that might get them to the polls, you thinking you're going to get what you want as a result of it. And in this particular case, the Republicans were right.
So
It
you
worked.
think the Republicans are sort of an extreme fringe party?
No,
at this
I don't.
point?
I don't think that they're an extreme fringe party. I think that they're operating against those they believe are extreme on the left. Like, for example, when you talk about the LGBTQ community, I'm a fiscal conservative and I'm a social liberal. I'm fiscal with my dollars. I ain't apologizing for not wanting to pay high taxes to anybody. I'm not apologizing for that, right? But outside of that, I'm pretty liberal. Living.
You notice how everybody, including the crowd, had a real light chuckle. Not everybody found that amusing, but I don't really want to touch on that, but we know why. I'm just going to, certain things I won't touch on because I'm just going to stay away from I don't want people to think I'm being offensive to anybody's culture or what anybody believes in. I just, we all have our own views and our own opinions.
And let live, okay? But you had folks on the left that were introducing some things when we got in the whole transgender issue, and they were talking about bathrooms, or they were talking about males transitioning to females and competing against girls in sports and stuff like that. These
That's
are
less than
issues.
1% of the population.
I understand that,
But you know what?
I'm glad this is, this is exactly the type of stuff that I wanted to point out in this video and react to, because you see Sonny immediately say, but that's just 1% of the population. It's not just 1% of the population that wants these things in our society. It's not just in our school, in front of our children. It's just crazy. It's just so much that. And I want to be real careful because, like I said, I have a lot of respect for women, and I have a lot of respect for the women in my family. And I don't know their views. I haven't spoken to them about their views on that situation right there in particular. But my thing is, when it comes to our education system, when it comes to our bathrooms, when it comes to, women competing against men and being completely just straight dominated in the ring or on the field, on the courts, against someone who's an actual man, it's just crazy. And I don't want to, like I said, I don't really want to touch on that topic too much because I don't really want anyone to think I'm being offensive. But it's just crazy that some women just neglect to see this. And like she said, it's only 1%. Trust me, the percentage is higher of the people that you would be surprised of the people that share those views that we don't. And that's pretty much that.
But see, but I think that's.
And I want y'all to pay attention to something. You notice when Stephen A. said something a second ago, it was a light chuckle, but now that she tried to make him uncomfortable right here in this situation, which is horrible. The crowd the chairs are on.
Transitioning the females and competing against girls in sports and stuff like that. These
That's
are
less than
issues.
1% of the population.
I understand that,
But you know what?
Let the man speak.
But see,
It's
but I think
ridiculous.
that's where the mistake is made.
Yeah, 'cause-
You're saying it's ridiculous. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But most of the
Look at her attitude. This is just I have a lot of respect for Sonny, so I'm just gonna tread carefully because I don't want to make it seem like I'm not respecting anything, her views and her opinions. I just think that the aggressive energy that she puts forth to instead of trying to understand. Now the man he's like I say, he's just a very intelligent guy. He's trying to explain his point. She's cutting him off, and she's not letting him finish. Now you're gonna see Stephen A. is pretty uncomfortable after this.
the voters out there don't think like that.
But
they're
that
at
means-
And another thing I want to point out is Stephen A. You can see he immediately got uncomfortable because even though Stephen A. agrees that men should not be competing against women in the sport, he says, "I agree." To de-escalate this whole situation of she made him uncomfortable.
like that. These
That's
are
less than
issues.
1% of the population.
I understand that,
But you know what?
ridiculous.
but see, but I think that's where the mistake is made.
Yeah, 'cause-
You're saying it's ridiculous. I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
But most of the
I don't disagree with you. It's ridiculous, but Stephen knows that that's ridiculous. It's completely insane that men should be competing against women in any sports, wrestling, boxing. Just think of the football. Just think of some of these heavy physical contact sports. Like, it's just insane.
So the
I tell you what, I don't want my daughter to grow up and have to wrestle, or if she want to become a athlete, I don't want her to have to compete against the best male who decided he want. You know what? Today I want to.
voters out there don't think like that.
But
Their
that means they
attitudes-
don't have the information.
Okay, but 90% of the voters don't have the information. If you're out there busting your tail to make ends meet and to pay your bills, and you're going to work every day, and you got a family to take care of, and you're in New York City, you're getting stuck 2 hours of your day, you're stuck in traffic. You understand? You got a whole bunch of stuff to go through. You don't have time to know what you and I know.
Maybe you need to listen to the news when you're in traffic.
Well,
then.
again,
maybe
I agree
not.
with that.
You see what I mean about Sunny? This is what I mean about her energy. It's just negative. And I think it may be that she just has a real problem with men. She has a problem with maybe authority. Men, and trust me, I don't know anything about this woman past this show, right? But the energy that she gives me from this show, her and Whoopi Goldberg, sometimes is just amazing for them to be. Let's just go ahead, man, because it's Sunny. I need you to cut it out. We need you to cut it out. We need you to stop with that negative, nasty energy. Sometimes it's ridiculous. Like, she's very intelligent. She knows better.
Be uninformed.
And it's an insult. Like, you think that because I don't got time, I gotta rush to do this, and I gotta rush to do this. This American citizen, the citizen she's talking to. I want you guys to understand it. This is an American citizen. She's talking to you. Well, maybe you should pay more attention. Maybe you should turn on the news. Maybe you should do this. Like, her aggressive energy is just disgusting sometimes, and it's I don't know. It's nasty. It's negative.
Stuff that's going to take you away from the things that brings down your spirit.
Now
And
look
that's
how she looking at
unfortunately
him.
what most voters are doing.
Let me ask you
Look how she was looking at Stephen A. right there. She was pissed off. Look how she looking at her, yo. She hate him.
And that's unfortunately what most voters are doing.
Let me ask you this. How you want to speak?
No.
Sorry. Sure. Because Howard Stern says that he wasn't confident that the country was ready to elect the first female president because he knows, quote, how men talk behind closed doors about us. So we're very privileged to have a great guy here today.
Yeah.
First of all, let me address this because I don't got much time. I'm supposed to be asleep right now. I'm supposed to be resting, getting on the highway in about another 7 hours. But let me address this right quick. Howard Stern is crazy. I do not agree with that, not one bit. Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Men, yes, we do talk about women behind closed doors, but it's the same type of conversations that happen with women about men behind closed doors. Some, you may have those attractive conversations, you may have those friendship conversations, but it's never to the point where it should be. We should study what men are saying in these rooms. We should study what women are saying in these rooms. These conversations have been going on for eons. So it's not like I'm not even sure what Howard Stern said and what to the effect, but what was just said just now, I completely disagree. That's no, bro. A lot of things is said in these rooms, you know what I'm saying? So that has nothing to do with this. No.
Tell her, what do
Crazy.
men say about us behind
Well,
closed
first of all,
Yeah.
Say it to
Do
our
tell.
faces.
Yeah. Do tell.
Respect.
I don't hide, so no worries.
I say it to anybody's face. You know, I tell my mother every day I love her. Every time I get off the phone, see her, whatever, I let my mother know how much I love her. I let my mother know. But it's for me personally and the people that I'm in behind closed doors with, women, we not disrespecting y'all. We having those normal conversations, family growth, progress, the foundations. And majority of the time when I'm with my dudes, with my brothers and my family, we talking about building on our careers. How can we get anything going in our careers? So we pretty much always talking about growth and development. So I don't know what Howard Stern assumes.
He's there. Here's the deal. I respectfully disagree with Howard Stern. only from the standpoint that I wish he had been more specific. Why don't you say white men? Because let me tell you something about black men. We love our mamas.
I know that.
We love, and we revere black women. And when we're trifling, we know it's us. It's not them.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
yeah.
You
Yes, sir.
understand? So
Yes,
when
sir.
he's saying that, okay, well then let's talk
Yes,
about
sir.
white men.
All right, now I know a lot of dudes going, y'all, come on, Stocks. Why would you agree with that? Yeah, well, you know what? Sometimes, man, us men, we are, hey, listen, it's old school. It's old school. But I want to point out something that Stephen A. just said. Yes, we do revere these women. Come on, man. My grandmother, oh man, my grandmother, she didn't leave with no iron fist, no belt. She wasn't the one to go and get the switch. But she had a stern voice and a stern approach, and man, we fed her. If it was time to go to bed, it was time to come inside, it was time to eat. Both of my grandmothers, no way, Jose. My aunts too, man, stern voices, man. Even my mother, man, they stern women. My sister, man, listen. So, yeah, Stephen A. hit the nail on the head, man. Listen, we respect our women, we love our mothers. Dear mama, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop, man, cut it out.
We have a white power structure that still exists in this country today. I understand the white populace in this country was over 85% at one time. It's now dipped to about 57.4%.
Yep.
The white power structure is still in place. So when we talk about misogyny, when we talk about chauvinism, when we talk about women not necessarily being empowered, well, who's in a position of power to surrender some of that power? It's white men. So I think that when Howard Stern was talking, I can't speak to what white men are thinking. I can tell you this much. Black men, we revere women.
Yeah.
We don't have any problem looking at a woman as a leader.
Facts.
I can tell you that.
Facts. Why? Our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunts, they raised us. Now, I'm not saying all men think like this. Not all white men think like this. Not all black men think like this. Not all Asian men. This is not just a black thing. This is a worldwide thing. Not all men think the same, but majority of us, the people that I know, the men that I know, I never seen nobody that was that one of my dudes that he just 100% had no respect for no women, the women in his family, the women in the streets. It just doesn't exist. I just never seen that. So no, I don't agree.
Exactly.
Next question.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to touch up on that, man. I think that Stephen A. made a lot of points, and I think it was important, for him to go up there and try to share some of those views. You know, it's important for us to respect each other's opinions and thoughts and views and things like that. But like I said in my last video, I believe it's important for us to keep those doors open so that we can ask questions, we can learn from each other and branch off each other, because that's important to have a foundation that we can start to build from. Excuse me, got tongue tied right there. But y'all already know what it is, man. Stop Speed, man. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you, man. Tap in, hit that like, subscribe button, maybe share, man. You know, we're trying to get to that 10 subscribers. Let me see, right? Oh yeah, we at 5. We trying to get to that 10 subscribers. You know, let's try and get to 15 maybe. But y'all know what it is, man. Respectfully, man. Stop Speed. Until next time. Appreciate you, man.